Hi, I'm Melissa Krieger with Do Yoga With Me. This is a short Hatha practice focusing on self-care. You'll need a block or something similar.
Lie on your back with your knees bent. Tuck your chin a little closer to your chest so your chin is below your forehead. Walk your shoulders down away from your ears. Feel your collarbones getting wider at the front as your shoulder blades get broader at the back. Rest your hands on your belly and start to settle into your breath, letting it be a little deeper on the inhale and longer on the exhale. This is a more restorative type of Hatha Yoga, where we'll only do a handful of postures and hold the poses for a longer period of time. These are postures that will help you calm and cool down, physically as well as emotionally. This class focuses on self-care. Self-care is taking time for you to rest, restore, and to replenish in order to draw energy back to yourself. As a caring, compassionate person, you give so much energy to others. It's vital to take time to bring energy back to yourself. This gentle yoga practice is a great way to do this. As you continue to relax, feel a sense of softness around your eyes and jaw. Let your hands and your feet soften and find some space between your fingers and your toes. Continue with that smooth and steady breath. Notice how you are today. Noticing where you're at emotionally, mentally, physically, and energetically. However you turned up today is all good. Make sure this practice suits your needs. Notice how you start to calm down when you pay more attention to the breath and slow things down. Stretch your legs long on the mat. Then bring your hands behind your head. Start to wiggle or crab walk your upper body over to one side. I usually move my head and then my shoulder blades. Once you feel a gentle stretch in your side, start to walk your legs over in the same direction. This is a longer hold and the stretch will deepen over time, so it doesn't need to be a really strong side stretch initially. Your shoulder blades and back of the pelvis should be heavy and even here, so you aren't rolling onto your side. Your front body is still very open. You can keep your arms where they are or stretch them out behind you or beside you if that feels more comfortable. This is a lovely side stretch where the longer the hold, the deeper the release. If it starts to feel like it's too much, feel free to back off a little. Maintain your breath focus as best as you can, but no need to be critical of yourself when your mind wanders away. Notice when you mentally leave the practice, then just gently invite your awareness back. No big deal. To add intensity to this pose, you could cross your inside ankle over the outside one. Uncross the ankles and begin to walk your legs back to center. Follow with your upper body. Take a few breaths in the middle and notice how your body feels from one side to the other. Please walk your upper body over to the other side. And now your legs. This side may be completely different, so make sure you're comfortable here. Let your back body melt into the floor. We tend to sit a lot in our culture and our bodies round forward, causing tightness in the front body. This stretch is a good counter pose, lengthening our side body and gently opening the front body. Check in that you're still relaxed in your face, especially your jaw. You could cross the inside ankle over the outside if you like. Release the cross if you have it, then begin to bring the legs back to center. Bring the upper body back. Release your arms beside you and take a few breaths here. Stretch your arms out to T position, please. Bend your knees and push your feet firmly into the floor to lift your hips up slightly and shift them a few inches to the right. Lower your hips, then lift your feet up off the floor while squeezing the legs together. Drop your knees down to the left. Make sure you're able to rest on the floor here. If you're hovering, your muscles won't be able to let go and relax. You could readjust your position or use blankets or pillows to fill the space between you and the floor. You can continue to look up to the sky, or if it's safe for your neck, turn your head away from the knees. The arm you're looking toward could stretch back behind you if your arm can still rest on the floor. Send lots of breath into your shoulders, armpits, torso, and hips. Turn your head up to the sky, take your arms back to T, and take a strong exhale out as you push your arms into the floor to help you bring your legs back to center. Even out the hips in the middle and take a breath or two here. Press your feet into the floor and lift your hips. Shift yourself to the left slightly. Lift the legs and then let them drop down to the right side. Make sure you're comfortable and supported. Option to look away from the knees and stretch that arm back behind you to rest on the floor. This is also a wonderful remedy for too much sitting. This twist will gently release your entire spine and open up tight shoulders. Turn the head to the sky, come back to T arms, strong exhale out, press the arms down to bring the legs back to the middle. Take a few breaths here in constructive rest. Please reach for your block or whatever prop you're using. Press the feet firmly into the floor to lift the hips and place the prop right under the pelvis. The low back should not be supported at all. Let your hips drop heavy onto the support. This supported bridge should feel very comfortable and not bother your low back. If it does, please use a smaller support where there is no back pain. This is a very gentle inversion where your hips are higher than your heart. This is also a gentle back bend that puts your spine in extension. This position is the opposite from when we're seated, which is called flexion. When we sit so much, our front body gets really tight, especially our hips and our shoulders. So this is a wonderful way just to open a little bit more through the front body and give your spine the opposite motion. Continue to bring your awareness back to your breath, this pose, this moment, yourself. One of the reasons this is a potent self-care practice is because you're taking some well-deserved time for you. Remind yourself that you not only need this quiet time, but you also deserve it. Taking time out for you allows you to be better at all the other roles you play. You deserve this. If you would like to deepen the stretch in the front of your hips and it feels safe for your low back, you can stretch one leg out so that your heel rests on the floor and the leg is straight. See if it feels better for your knees and toes to point to the sky or out to the side. If there's any discomfort in the low back, please move back to the supported bridge with both knees bent and feet flat on the floor. You could stretch one arm or both back behind you so they can rest on the floor to open more into the shoulders. Make sure the arms can rest on the ground and aren't hovering. The same arm extension could happen with the leg extended or with both knees bent and feet flat. To increase the hip stretch even more, you could draw the bent knee into your chest and gently hold the shin or the thigh with both hands. Back off or release completely if it's too much. Release this pose and come back to the bridge, both feet flat on the floor, both knees bent. Option to extend the other leg out with the heel down. You could also extend one or both arms behind you. This is quite a powerful pose to help us release not only through the front of the hips, but through the torso and the armpits and the shoulders if you've got your arms stretched back. Imagine with each exhale that you could just relax a little more. Let go a little more. Finally, you could hug that knee in towards you. Release the pose and move back to the original supported bridge and take a few breaths, please. If there's absolutely no crankiness in the low back, you can extend both legs out at the same time. If it's not a safe pose for you, you can go back to the bridge or just remove the block and lay flat on your back with your arms and legs extended. You have the option of extending one or both arms behind you on the floor. If that's too much, try bringing your arms into a T position or cactus arms. This helps to open up your armpits and shoulders. Stay relaxed and focused, keeping the attention inwards as best as you can. Breathe into all this space you're creating through the front body. Bring your arms down, bend your knees, and place your feet flat. Take an exhale, push your feet down to lift your hips up and pull the prop out from under you. Take a few full breaths here. Moving into Shavasana, you could stay with your knees bent or you could stretch your legs out. Move your arms a little bit away from your body and turn your palms up to face the sky. Rest here. No need to control the breath. Allow yourself to soak up the practice and the quiet. Bring some awareness back. Let your inhale get a little fuller. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Nod your head from side to side. Extend through the arms and legs and take a big stretch out. Bend your knees and roll over to one side. Stay here for a few breaths. Press yourself to your seat. Bring your palms together and bow your head. Thank yourself for showing up and practicing. Thank yourself for taking time out for you. Open your eyes, lift your head. Namaste.